Welcome to SOOGF Online TV. Support our own Gambian Foundation. Support our own Gambian Foundation. This is the first of its kind. Support our own Gambian Foundation is standing on 4 important philosophies. That is to empower, to motivate, to inspire, and of course, to uplift the younger generation of the Gambian society. We are delving deeper into social norms, cultural heritage, and of course, problems affecting our cultures, norms and values. I am going to be your host on the Influencers Program. The Influencers Program will bring you young influential people in this country that are eloquent, have experience, and have been inspiring the younger generation. If you have been wondering a platform where you can utilize your talent, if you have been wondering a place where your voice can be heard, Support our own Gambian Foundation has come to utilize our cultures in the right track. They are the rediscovery of the cultural norms, values, and customs. Please join me every Tuesday on SOOGF Online TV. Support our own Gambian Foundation is the home of hope and optimism, where memory, culture, norms, and values are restored. The voices of the youth are respected. Everybody has the same development.
Greetings, wonderful viewers, and welcome to the 3rd episode of the Influencers Program. And of course, I'm your host, Abdou Komma. This program is brought to you by SOOGF Online TV. Support our own Gambian Foundation. And of course, with me here today is an influential figure, Ismaila Fadera. So thank you so much, Mr. Fadera, for honoring our invitation. Today, we will go in details about Ismaila Fadera's journey, and of course, to the climax. And of course, all of you know Ismaila Fadera is an influential figure, and he has been doing great things in this country. So Ismaila, welcome to SOG Online TV. Please, Ismaila, tell the wonderful viewers, who is Ismaila Fadera?
Thank you very much, Mr. Komma. It's a pleasure to be here. I am glad that finally we hold the interview after, reaching out. Ismaila Fadera is a youth. I would say a youth from a humble background. Humble background in the sense that I was raised by a seasonal police officer. Then you all know when it comes to police officers, the tight parental control. Education was something that was of huge importance to my parents. He doesn't joke with it. Schooled in Bikama, that was where I did my primary school to the high school. There, I proceed to St. Augustine, where I complete my senior secondary school and joined the Gambia College. In the year 2012 to 2015, I became a qualified teacher.
Wow.
And then
That's it.
In between, involved with fields of community work before finally joining the university. Now pursuing my basic development studies.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great. Ismaila is just an amazing somebody. Ismaila, this is just well analyzed. Starting from a very humble background, proceeding to Gambia College, now pursuing BSc in the developmental studies. And you are aspiring candidate for the social election as president. Amazing. I think I'll come we speak in Mandingo also for la moral me along Angale famu for us to really make them also engage in our this dialogue. So Ismaila, kumaya batale mo jamale alon ko, you have been doing a very great job in this country. In our involvement in the environmental side and of course in the youth activist is quite outstanding. So please, afford Jiberlali really, who is Ismaila Fadera?
Okay, baraka bake bugo konanda bake ka nana njang SOG TV. Kabin nga kililo sutoko de la flaka interview. Ngila interview Jamal Jibe ngila doku jamala ji
Inshallah.
aku mayata ko Gambia platform mantara ka si bari lefta ka mul samana ni yanon ko aketa nyaawa nyaama ye kuke saati ko no mul se min karano e bul
Wala to nyadi.
wala mbiri yam kumanda kontanda baake man hakkil fula soto pour kanan dankila kaje ko na kacha
Absolutely.
audience
Absolutely.
nde Ismaila Fadera mu dindigol tin ka fo dawda
Exactly.
an say mbakaran kanne mol bella fa kal londo mi yanon ko silinga benta na fa ngeta moti mi yanon ko nawululal man karango ma amuta chahan
Kuti.
because moving fama mu police soti definitely
Maru kay mom.
mararo kay wota kala no problem
Absolutely.
so walatin karango kata fendi mi yanon ko fama ya kuma
Bake.
birinde nga school ban kala kata mo foloti mi yanon ko ayensin ya ko I want you to be trained professionally wala kata ka yeko betala Gambia college so na Gambia college kele mo jama mo wolo you know na man ken na foro to people
Gani dafa mo long Ismaila, you know?
don't know that
Absolutely.
I became a qualified teacher in 2015
Dolo fa nga fo nya ko Ismaila is my teacher. Dami dem nga ko you know
jama bindi ngol ka fo mo le ko Ismaila Fadera en kana na dan I just want to talk about it because wom fele de mi yalan ko karandiro ka mo karandi ay fan jamal la fa intela development o kono na do jamal leke nanata na sati la min kita birkama tinalo kacha ba dunno bara man ke birkama dam
la jamato
dula jama ke la sembo sem futande no dan o na hakilo sem futande no dan jambe nte mo batula priyo ni nga moy isa fel la fano di aw do it ni Ismaila Fadera ti salan na programme ko kan da university na sanji sabani the development studies
major kan university amazing Ismaila baraka bake atingo wasani abatale jiberlale then yalla na who is Ismaila Fadera ni ma fo bi I went to Gambia College. My dad is a police officer. And he made me understand that professionalism my battle in everybody's life. So that is wonderful. Ismaila, please, let's just now go into the details of the dialogue. How do you start the journey?
Well, thank you. The journey all started for me in St. Augustine because I had to leave Brikama to go and stay in Bundu. That was where life really started. Because there, I had to leave my family, even though I am going to a family, or even though I went to a family. But I had no more staying with my biological mother. So that to me had lots of values to me. Value in the sense that, okay, now you're moving from an area that you know to another area that you don't know. How would I be able to adapt to this society? That really helps me. Because there are many factors that are involved. You move from a setting to another setting. Even though it is the same Gambia. But then now I am going to meet new people. I'm going to meet new peers. What contributions are those peers going to have? That was the first lesson. And then being school in Banjul, it comes with a lot of challenges.
Challenges, yeah, obviously.
You can concentrate on academics, but then if you don't want to concentrate on academics, it can lead you to something where you can go at classes, even though I am not subjected to that. But then that to me was the first lesson. So from there, football, I could say, was a breakthrough. Football in the sense that during the rainy season, we all have Nawedan football. But then now you take the community's pride to the extent you don't want to see your Kabilo losing or you don't want to see your losing. So
absolutely.
As a small boy in Brikama, I am always at the field. Even though football my friends will joke that football is something that is not for me. But then I take pride in that. Pride in the sense that if the area boys are playing football during the I, take their matter seriously. The water that they are going to drink, or even to the expansion of the field. I will be one of those kids who will go with cutlass and remove the grass.
Engage yourself in the
that just to make sure that our photos are entertained.
Entertain.
So that is where other people have seen the person, and I could remember first year in the second year I was part of the technical side as the kids manager. My dad would always be angry to say, Kabilo la katobe kanantela. So that was it. So football became passion that led me to community initiative. Or let me say, it was through football, doing my quota for my Kabilo. That was where the real community passion was driving, and I was among the very young youths to be integrated in the technical side of Dasam Football Club, now become Dasland United.
Amazing. I think that is a very outstanding start. You start from the community level, from societal level. Kumaya Barale, I think we have to understand this. Before you really climb to the climax, you have to start from the rooted level, and that's where you start. When football you always get in control of that. Some people may see it as maybe I'm Kumaya Bake. You understand? But you feel like, even though I don't have that money, but I have that inspiration, that motivation to change. Like, it's very important. You as a young man at the time, you take in football at your custody.
Yeah.
You understand? This shows that you start leadership at a very younger age. Like, because you're taking control of something, and it should be in your surrounding, and it took care, and of course for you to sustain that.
Yeah.
So what could my brother Ismaila like damen for wolongo ya damro nyadile Ismaila ya la ko start nyadile.
So ngoto kumaya ya during wo community football tata for sign ndunta kabilo kuno kaje ko ndakete mutumia no timola vessel timola katol. I'm the one taking directives of, let's say, inventories of all that material. Yalo way currently cooking from ning manke mode mi yanko man sobe yamuda. Nise keno modo tile whereby katol befila.
Sobe ya damu rejele.
Sobe ya for me what I started video
at a tender age
because ning timo pareta footballer nanda jasi konti la kaje ko jasi jelle bije so yam prepare wala la ya understand so gabrin da fo banda o footballo banda sai ngeta mo mi yalan ko ke sai dafa nga fitta community kono de fitta community kono adatele jatara mon grade 12 so brikama dasina sai it is no more amana dan dasina dan for Brikama focus on Brikama nataka kakewo focus on Brikama start kanya dile Brikama dingol ni yaron ko WhatsApp group soto WhatsApp group create WhatsApp group kakachaje ka Brikama na ku kacha for atata nata ko say we have to put structures mo jama bije kafuta nyoka get a chief executive officer. Focus on Brikama, be Facebook. It's more than 22,000 followers. The Brikama dingola ko la kajaje problemo ni yanon ko wala Brikama. Anim ko ni yanon ko Brikama bar mo Kenya kasi. So do ko ni start wala.
Amazing. Ismaila Fadera, it start at the community level. At Adamura at the community level. So that is very inspiring. There are people that are looking up to you. They want to be like you. But you're telling them that I start from that level to start being responsible at my in my village, in my environment, or to be taken in charge at a very tender age. That is very inspiring. Ismaila, please tell us, what was your biggest fear in all these mechanisms?
Well, my biggest fear would be I don't like failing tax. That's my biggest tax. That's my biggest fear.
Okay.
For example, Buba said, "Okay, Ismail, I'm going to have an interview with you, and I give you my words that I will be coming." At the end of the day, Nana see for fortnight, go, okay, you know what? Atakelano. That's my biggest fear. So what I tell you, I take it personal. Personal in the sense that unless and until we have 100% or we have 99% on that success, well until a satisfaction. So fear is something. Failing at tax is something that I did not. I did not like.
Amazing. Like I think Wukumaya Badale, like Yemo Ta ya promise that I will do this. Imanake. It's like to me it's a failure of responsibility. Akumaya Badale feme along with I cannot do this. I can do this. Yeah, wo is the biggest problem. I think it's a general problem. Okay, I will do it by the end of the day, I excuse not in so all those failure of leadership. Yeah, I make us start at that level. Because at this level, you don't take good care of your words.
Absolutely.
So how do you mean like if you reach there you at the top notch? That is amazing. Ismaila, tell us at least step by step how were you able to make it now? Because you are very influential. Like I'm telling you, maybe you don't know, but people that are watching this program knows. And they like, I want to be like Ismaila. You have been doing great things. Why? Because you have been doing it. Like, tell us, Ismaila, Kenya did, how were you able to do this?
Okay, just from like where I started. For me, it was finding an identity within the community, because the community is where you're from. So the work for me, a lot of people said I draw inspirations from you. I want to be like you when I grow up. I also want to be like other people when I grow up.
Absolutely.
For me, I'm still learning.
Yeah.
Still learning. I am, available for feedbacks. I know after the interview, the people who would always want it would get back to me and say, "There, you said this and this. I think that should have been this or that." So you see, I'm someone whom I'm open to people.
You want to learn at all? Yeah.
So for me, it all started for me within my cabin or within the football club of the cabin, but there was not only one football club in the cabin. So from there, Brikama came. After focused on Brikama, there were initiatives, so there were activities that we did. I don't stay silent on the issue. I could say if there was any action done in Brikama, that was for the greater goal of the entire 24 wards of Brikama. I think Ismaila Fadera is the first to initiate that.
Wow.
In the sense that
outstanding.
I called for a protest against Brikama Area Council under the leadership of Sirifo Sonko. That happened in Brikama. And then, that was moreover a turning point in Brikama, because you have seen the leadership that you think it's not doing what it's supposed to be. And at the end of the day, you applied for a protest, and you vent your anger and your frustrations against the country. I led that protest. From there, you have to stay consistent and patient. Patience and consistency is what is the bedrock of this man. I stay consistent, I stay patient.
Wow.
If it doesn't work, I go back to the drawing board.
You're going back to the drawing board.
So
interesting.
At the end of the day, I understand that, okay, I have a platform. I have a platform in the sense that my social media is my platform. Of recent, I'm able to identify that platform as my biggest potential, as my biggest.
And you have changed lives of people towards that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So after finding my platform, or let's say after understanding the tool, I am able to, okay, you know what, if I see an action, I can talk about it, I can write about it. And one thing that I always do, like I told, I stay consistent. For example, if I see an issue today, if people can stop talking about it, but Ismaila Fadera
Will not.
will not.
Despite, Ismaila, remember, what disturbs this most of our society is conformity. Like, people conform to where they make people are, like maybe the population where most of them more kind of join Nigeria, despite when they are right or they are wrong. So you feel like, okay, Ismaila don't care about that. Even if the highest population is in the fourth side, as far as I think I am right, I stand to be at my level at all times. I mean, that is consistency and perseverance. Because because you be in the life of solitude. You can only back in that life. If you want to be truthful, go like I'm Ismaila Fadera, despite whatever challenges I'm
ready to face.
That's amazing. Ismaila, you are an environmental activist, like a well-seasoned one. What inspired you?
Well, thank you very much. I think when you talk of environment, it becomes so dear to me. Because like a community or a region that I haven't visited for environmental interventions. Maybe anytime I looked at my feet, I feel extremely happy that I've been to this community, I've planted these trees. Now people will just sit down and remind me of the trees that I planted. Yesterday in Faraba, when we wanted to do a banana plantation within the Bahama ground, the idea was opposed by many students. They thought it is not going to work. But yesterday, when I went to school, I looked at the banana. I was like, yeah, you see this black banana that we did. This is the result. And I looked at the banana and said, this banana is going to bear fruit at any time. So for me, environment I would have to credit the ST Foundation because I am a fan of ST and his music. When his foundation was initiated, I was among the very few people that were identified to work in the foundation.
Because you have been doing it.
Exactly.
This is why it's good to start.
Understand. So yeah, I could say today, I could say I single-handedly participated in the planting of more than 256,000 trees.
Outstanding.
Through the ST Foundation.
So inspiring. Wow, this is great. Ismaila, people always believe that I need to have money or I need to be financially strong to start. Like you don't need money, and you don't need to be smart to start. You just need to be bold to start. To be bold enough to start. Be brilliant at some point, like me I start, you fail. That is very, very obvious. So Ismaila, what mechanism should the youths of this country used for them to realize their potentials, as far as your experience is concerned?
Well, three things would
okay.
You identify your goal. One. Yalo mune inyandaka minke kile. Iba kile nyadile. Anu niate sa ibe mune sole.
And you tell me, so, like for example, you do it. Your goal is to impact lives.
Exactly. So inyanda wosa bolon. Bepare ni wosa bolon. Obe kala fele ni anga be kumaya la bake purite fonga ni momo be. Buba ndada mo kumala la purite na mako do ko wala. Ni mol ma jende nyaato ndela fani ndo ko kala
muto nyalaji.
Okay, mo ye fo mo muta nyaabe mo do ke muta wala
obviously
ni aje mo ba fala ko ke Ismaila Fadera ala katalale yaje Ismaila Fadera fo wala
absolutely.
So ni mo na ka Ismaila Fadera ma ko ado kata ko min ke kan abo kato jela Ismaila Fadera fo wala
absolutely.
So wo mu fene de mi yalan ko fondin kel dindingol ntol aning Gambia funding ke jama nyanda ka wo identify ni ibe mu dundula ko fu ko o mari nyanda ka pare ninje ite fon Ita fala mole alfinti na ngana set setelo
edema finti
ita fala no mole okay sama nyanta tara nyum black car moy tra sin ibete ko wala tinante ni momo wodo kola ibe ba fole amum modi miyaran ko and I am always the first person to reach out, always the first person to reach out in the sense that anyanta kakel am fasik na manke sinin sama ndolle bina malo sufala that one kai ndengo identify you.
So Ismaila Komma badale to identify your goal and we left the men na yalo left the men na ni mo like Ismaila menke that doesn't mean te banyana kak Ismaila makente have a role to play. You got the environment, it is our role, it's our collective responsibility to have a hygienic environment. So, like I'm making this tree planting exercise, you are really doing this for posterity. As our children's children, benefit now. So far from being egocentric, you're trying to build a future.
So,
may not only anybody may plant a tree. Like you are just planting something, it's just abundant. So Komma about Ismaila, you are doing a role. Society have its also its contributions. So how collectively should this society come about? Should come in an agreement to really push the agenda of environmental hygiene?
Okay, that one inclusivity and participation is important. Like we have community development as a module in the university. Okay. People must be involved for them to take ownership of initiative that you bring in. For example, within the foundation, let's say if it is rainy season, we said, okay, the ST Foundation is opening its calendar for the planting year. So we expect communities to reach out to a various number to at least book their day. Now, when they do that, that is showing participation, that is showing their involvement, and that is showing their inclusivity. So, as environmentalists, or let's say as